Hello and welcome back to Cinematic Universe, everyone. My name is Ernesto Martinez. Joining me, as always, is Damon Hawk as we now review the fall finale to the Supergirl TV show, only on CBS. And only on Cinematic Universe will you receive these reviews. Damon, how are you?
I'm tired, but I'm good.
Guess what, Damon? We found your lost long brother.
Oh, yeah?
As soon as I looked at the Peter Mackenzie as Dick Armstrong, I'm like, oh, look, it's Damon.
Oh, shit. So I get to be the bad guy?
Hey, we all have our little shades of evil. I just looked at him and I'm just like, holy crap, Damon.
I'm much cooler than that guy.
Of course.
I hope.
So in this episode, we have two ongoing storylines, as always. On the more interesting side, we have Supergirl fighting Astra and the other prisoners of Fort Ross causing mayhem. And on the not-so-interesting side, we have Cat Grant, CEO extraordinaire, being hacked, and the world is basically reading her dirty laundry.
Nice.
I gotta say, while the fight choreography near the end was, a little excruciating to watch, I really liked the whole Kara and Astra confrontation this episode.
Yeah.
It was the best part.
I especially liked the Kara and her mother. The
hologram.
Yeah, that was
powerful.
Intense. Very, very nice.
It goes back to her confrontation with Red Tornado when she really lets out her emotions through her heat vision. I'm just like, man, Melissa Benoist.
Dude, she's showing every week just a little bit more how much of a badass she is. She's really bringing it. I mean, if there was nothing redeeming but her on this show, I'd still watch it because she's just a joy to watch.
Yes, she is. When she's happy, she's adorable. When she's sad, you just want to hug her. And when she gets angry and the drama kicks in, you just want to cry.
Yeah.
And also give her a hug, because she needs it.
You just want to hug her, man.
Yeah. I do have some nitpicks, and I'll just burn through these really quick. When she's like, the training montage, great. But I like for them to get a little bit more creative. Like, have her fight more than just her sister. Like, have like a training regimen where she has to fight multiple people and have her defend herself. She doesn't always need to be wearing her Supergirl costume when she goes to the DEO. I understand why they do it, but it feels just like everybody pretty much knows who she is at this point. She doesn't have to wear the S the whole time.
Right.
But again, that's just a nitpick. It's not something that, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
It's just something that, you don't need to be wearing your costume the whole time. You could be wearing some Nike or Under Armour stuff while you're training or walking around the DEO site.
True.
On the Cat Grant side, we just had to get through a hurdle. But I appreciate the last moment between Supergirl and Cat, where, she finally puts two and two together, like most people should do, and deciphers that she is Supergirl.
Yeah, I was really happy about that too, because so much of the Cat Grant and Kara scenes are more about, let's have a parallel that can teach Supergirl something about something that she's wrestling with this week. This week it was her abandonment issues with her mother versus Cat Grant's abandonment issues with her son. I mean, there's always, if they're having a heart-to-heart, it's always about what can I teach you inadvertently. Mm-hmm. And so it was nice to get the I know, I've put it together, I've figured it out, this is what's going on. And I like how we're left with the ambiguous. You can tell that she's kind of in awe of her, but you can also see her possibly figuring out how she can make this work for her as well. I'm interested in that. And you said something interesting a minute ago about having Kara spar with somebody beside her sister. I really think that they need to figure out a way to bring her into the loop on Jean Jones, the fact of him, because he would be an ideal person for her to spar with.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. She wouldn't have to pull punches. They wouldn't have to put her in the little kryptonite place. It would be good training exercises for her, I think.
Yeah. And, I'm just saying that, more can be involved than just her and her sister. Because, you have an entire, practically a small army of well-trained individuals. I mean, you might as well use your resources. Other nitpicks is, like, after she defeats her, her aunt in a battle, which was, very fun, a nice little nod to Man of Steel, when Supergirl starts punching her the way Superman punched Zod in the movie. One punch there, one punch there. That was all pretty nice. Visually very good. I mean, I like that little moment where, they crash through a building and then she actually takes the time to throw her aunt to the side so she can grab the rubble. Which, a little nice moment that shows the things that Superman is always expected to do. But I also like how she just grabs the same piece of rubble and throws it against her aunt. I'm like, well, now you have more rocks falling on top of people, Kara. Come on.
Yeah.
But, it was all, well and done. Interesting that Non is in this episode and also Astra's husband.
Yeah, and he's not...
He's not a dumbass.
Right. He hasn't been given a lobotomy.
Yeah, and I like that Chris Vance is playing Non. So that'll be interesting. A character that we've always known as just being a brute now has his intelligence also with his abilities. So that's going to be interesting moving forward.
It'll be interesting to see if he keeps that or if they'll tie this in some way to her story.
Yeah. Which, I'm starting to wonder that all of Kara's flashbacks all happen in a single day because her mother keeps wearing the same clothes every time she's on scene.
It might have been more of a uniform than anything else. I get the impression that they were very much in the mindset of minimalism.
I can totally see that, but, it's going to pop up at some point, that question. It's like, is that all they wear? But, pretty good visuals, good character moment between Kara and Astra. Astra, should be a bit more intimidating, but I guess they're going for the family thing and kind of putting that aside. And it's going to go the route where her soldiers are going to be the one who take control, and Astra's going to be dumped to the side. Then she's going to redeem herself, and yada, yada, yada.
I was glad we got some Jimmy Olsen stuff tonight that wasn't simply, the lovesick puppy dog bullshit. It was nice to see him put into a situation where he had to think on his feet. I enjoyed that.
The name's Olsen. James Olsen. He might as well.
Yeah.
Winn Schott, getting a little pep talk from James, telling him, listen, if I were you, I'd go for it. I'm like, yes, we know. You don't have to rub it in his face while you're giving him advice, James.
Yeah, but it's good. I don't like the jealous girl, jealous boy situation that they're constantly in. They need to get out of that mindset as quickly as possible because it's been done.
Yeah, and it'll be an interesting dynamic to see, okay, well, if Supergirl gets into a relationship, it would be nice to, see, okay, let's have a day in the world of Kara and Winn to see how an Earth boy and an alien girl, go out on a date. What's the most amazing thing you can do? Like, well, we're going to be late for dinner. No, we're not. I'm going to fly us over there. Bam! Stuff like that,
That would be cool.
They could have fun with that. Maybe you can see a moment where I don't know, Winn goes to, could you imagine that they introduced their version of Lois Lane? And you can see Winn going to her, hey, you dated Superman. How does that work? Something like that. That'd be a good dynamic.
That would be interesting.
But yeah, I mean, some good moments, some low moments, but overall, a good episode. And we got to see John Jones kicking some ass.
Yeah, and we got to see the new dynamic between Kara's sister Alex and Jean.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that will be explained. If she'll go into any kind of detail or just leave it at he had nothing to do with my father's death. I mean, that's we were going hardcore for this guy, and now all of a sudden I'm completely okay, and I feel like there's no way that he had anything to do with it. I feel like I'd want a little bit more information if I were Kara, but I figured they'll get to that eventually.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I like that little joke about how he just casually said that he couldn't read Kryptonian's mind and how Superman gets a kick out of it. And you see her going, "You read minds? Yes, a conversation for another day."
Yeah. There was some really, really nice facial expressions there. I like that.
And Maxwell Lord had a cameo, but at least it was a very good cameo in the sense that he's been pretty busy lately creating weapons to stop Supergirl.
Yep.
As we see him apparently shooting a piece of silly putty, and it damages, a Kryptonian's, I guess it melted his eyes, or...
Yeah, I was a little uncertain about that as well. I didn't know if it was maybe some kind of malleable lead or something.
Or maybe it reacted to extreme heat, causing it a chain reaction.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they explain that, or if that's just going to be, this is something I came up with, and I'm not going to tell you shit about it.
Yeah, at least it reminded me of that Superman story that Jeff Johns did before jumping into New Krypton. When Non-Zod and Ursa come back, and the love child, well, the offspring of Zod and Ursa, where
right.
When Superman goes to Lex Luthor for help, and Lex Luthor has like a bunch of weapons powered by different crystals of kryptonite. That's what it reminded me of with the silly putty weapon. So, hey,
that would be interesting.
You got to draw it from somewhere. It might as well be from one of the greatest Superman comics I've ever read.
Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever give Supergirl her own Bizarro arc.
That would be interesting.
I mean, could you imagine a dark Supergirl?
Kind of skirting the whole Superman thing. I mean, if they were to bring Superman's Bizarro in.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have a whole thing where she thinks it's her cousin flying around, and then she gets up on him and says, "Whoa, you are not Kal-El."
Yeah, there are many ways that they can work with this. So I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen in January. I mean, we kind of left on a cliffhanger with Kara going to blows with not in the most impressive way. I expected like a Shockwave kind of a finale, but that didn't happen. It probably wasn't in the budget. But, I'm interested to see what else they're cooking up their sleeves. Maybe they can fix a little of the negatives that we've been having in the past few episodes. It is possible. It can be done.
True.
So,
do we know when it's coming back?
I think second week of January. I'll have to check, but we have time to regroup.
Yeah.
We also have Agent Carter to work with, so we'll be busy.
For real. I'm really excited about that.
Yes, we are.
You guys, if you're watching Supergirl and you're not watching Agent Carter, you're doing yourself a supreme disservice. I don't care if you are a diehard DC fan, although I salute you for that. Agent Carter is definitely worth your time.
Yes, she is. She's worth everybody's time, especially when it's a period piece.
True.
So, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Damon, for joining.
You got it.
Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you.
As always, you can follow me on Twitter at MartinezXYZ. Please subscribe if you like these videos. And you can always follow me on MoviePilot.com, Cinematic Universe. I'm Ernesto Martinez. As always, Damon the Hawkman Hawk. Bye-bye.
Bye.